Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to the Watch Box, and thanks for logging on. If you've got to have this watch, buy it. Email me at tmosso@thewatchbox.com. The new direct line straight to me and my crew with all your product purchase questions. And today we are discussing the Vacheron Constantin 47245, also known by aficionados of the brand as the 245, and this is the most desirable version. Launched in the 245th year of Vacheron Constantin, the year 2000, this millennial reference has aged better than almost anything else that came out that year. It's right up there with the Rolex Daytona 6-digit as one of the most enduringly beautiful and perfectly proportioned watches to come out in the first year of the new millennium. Now, the watch on my 16 centimeter circumference wrist is 37 millimeters in platinum, and it's a reasonably sized modern men's dress complication. At 10.4 millimeters thick, it'll slide under any cuff, and you can see from lug to lug, 43.3 millimeters with nicely tucked lugs means that this watch will wear on a wrist as small as 13.5 centimeters circumference. The spacing between the lugs is a somewhat vintagey 19 millimeters, and that's the size strap it takes. You'll note that Vacheron used a semi-curved spring bar so they could drill the lugs very close to the case indeed without any obstruction of the strap's movement. As a result, you can see how narrow the strap is across the wrist. If you have a really small wrist and you want to pull the strap straight down, you're good to go. Now, the strap is substantial, bolstered down its center with a monotone stitch. You can see the sheer sides showing the layers of construction with calfskin on the underside. This is a brand new Vacheron factory strap. You'll be the first to crimp or gouge it. A matching Vacheron pin buckle in, you guessed it, PT950 Platinum with the Maltese cross motif that is the emblem of the brand. Now, this is case construction at its finest, as well as a distinctly Vacheron flair. Vacheron's one enduring style tradition has been extravagant lug construction, and that's been true from the earliest 20th century wristwatches to the most recent 2019 novelties, but few are as striking and strident as the lugs you'll find here. First, take a look at this welded lug construction. You can see the incredibly sharp break between the case band and the lug. This is laborious welded lug construction in which the lug is constructed as a separate piece from the case, welded on, and then all evidence of the welded joint is removed manually to create that sharp cleft line. All of high polish, the case is entirely hand finished. The lugs themselves are overpowering given the size of the watch, and this is a little bit of a calculated dissonance as the watch is elegant, but the lugs are strong, the yin and the yang, the masculine and the feminine. You could see the little fluted shoulder adds additional strength, visual definition, and gravitas. The crown has the Maltese cross motif outboard knurling on its flank, and you can see it has a domed, vintage-inspired profile. The bezel has a little bit of an upward step from the case, and the case has a lovely vaulted arc to it, terminating in a dial that is simply I don't know how to describe it other than white knuckle, exhilarating, herringbone motif, subtle on the matte black base with contrasting white gold cabochon, white gold radially arrayed Roman numerals, and you can see a watchmaker's 4, a sunken register for the day, and a retrograde date, white gold hands. And note that the hands for the hours and the minutes have a vaulted arch to them, an arcing shape that gives them almost a barrel-like structure that's more typical of ultra-small craft manufacturers like Lang und Heine or Moritz Grossmann. This is a timepiece that gives you that craft horology experience with a brand that will be around forever to service the watch. Now, a brilliant feature you can see here is the pusher adjuster, so you need no pusher adjuster tool, nor is there any oversized pusher mechanism. You can simply adjust the retrograde date using nothing but your finger. And because it's the right balance between usable without a tool and small enough not to be visually obtrusive, it's a brilliant solution to adjusting a complex complication, and I'm not sure why every brand doesn't do this. Now, the dial features a subtle railroad track outboard for the minutes, but this is simplicity incarnate. Beautifully balanced, it has bilateral symmetry so you can split it down the center and each side is symmetrical. This is the R31 complication module built by Vacheron on top of a Vacheron base movement that is doing business as Vacheron caliber 11261, but you and I know that this is a Jaeger-LeCoultre 889. You can see the signature JLC 889 reversing rockers for the bidirectional winding system. Those little rockers, both jeweled, ensure that the mainspring barrel winds in the same direction regardless of the direction of the rotor. 36 jewels adjusted like a chronometer in 5 positions. It features a combination of manual and mechanical finishing, but make no mistake, this is craft horology at the highest highest level. The 8889 has been the movement of choice for many ultra haute de gamme brands, and that includes the illustrious big three such as Vacheron and Audemars Piguet. The balance beats away at 28,800 vibrations per hour, and though the watch does not have a constant seconds hand, it retains its underlying hacking seconds feature. Hey, more features is better, right? 30 meters water resistant, so this is not an aquatic watch, but then again, if you swim with this watch, we can't be friends. You'll note the use of fire-blued screws. These are not chemically dyed, these are true fire-annealed screws, and I should mention that the tradition of a Lecoultre caliber in a Vacheron watch dates back to the middle of the 19th century, so this is a time-honored combination. For a few decades in the middle of the 20th century, Vacheron was actually partly owned and administered by JLC, so again, time-honored tradition, the best of Switzerland. Vacheron's complication and case, JLC's base movement, you can't do any better. Reach out to tmosso at thewatchbox.com to put this one in your garage.